Okay, so let's get started with our final class of the series. And just a quick recap, we started off this particular series with oily questions and answers, then essential oils and diffusing demystified, some recipes. We spoke about how you can earn while you learn, so a day in the life of doing this oily business. Then we went on to essential oils for pets, and then last week we had making the most of your makeup. And tonight we're talking about essential oils and CBD. So if you missed any of these and you actually want to catch them, we have the recording. So just let us know. Okay, so tonight we're going to be talking all about Young Living CBD range. And we'll jump into our class overview.
So we'll do a little brief review of what essential oils are. We'll talk about why Young Living, and then we're going to really drill into the CBD basics of understanding what it is, how it works, some misconceptions, and it'll get a little scientific, but not too much, and we can follow up with some more detail for you. And then we'll go into what products that there are available in the CBD line, as well as how to use them, and we'll recap and send you on your night.
Perfect. Okay. So what are essential oils? So they are the lifeblood of a plant. They are there to protect and strengthen a plant. Each one is unique and it's a volatile fluid. They're adaptogenic, they're antiviral, antifungal, antiseptic, and antibacterial. Now they're extracted from all different parts of the plant. It just depends which part of it is the most nutrient dense. So it could be from the roots, the leaves, the bark, or the seeds. And we use low heat, steam distillation, or resin tapping. They are tiny in size, so you have 40 million trillion molecules that are in just one drop. So they are extremely concentrated and on average about 70 times stronger than herbs that you'd find in your garden. Okay, so why Young Living, right? I mean, there are so many different essential oil companies out there, and Young Living is the only one that goes beyond organic with their cultivation. That's what we call it, is beyond organic, meaning there's a set of standards that a person, like a farm, can start and then ask for an organic certification. And all those standards, Young Living not only meets, but they far exceed. So we have native farming practices with over 25 years of experience, and we very much believe in positive energy, meaning that even the people that are working in whichever part of Young Living that they're doing, whether they are the farmer, whether they're working in the labs, they believe in them having positive energy. So truly what you're getting in your bottle of oil is a lot of love, as well as dedication, and I mean, down to the finest detail, there is good stuff in that bottle, basically. Okay, so harvesting and distillation practices, they use correct time, slow, low heat, and one-time distillation only. So our essential oils are 100% pure. That means that they are not watered down or mass-produced. So they're going to be super potent, and that's why they're going to be very beneficial and therapeutic. You can use them for therapeutic reasons. And we also have our seed to seal promise or quality commitment. So we're the only company that own our own farms. We have an open door policy. We are very transparent. I've been to 3 of the farms in different places, and they are amazing. I hope any of you can go to the farms and experience that. They have them all over the world. It is a global company. And we also have extensive in-house testing and external testing. So we do bring in third-party testers so that we're not biased.
So a little bit about what makes the seed to seal so special. The sourcing, the science, and the standards, the 3 S's, or the 3 pillars as they call it, are very, very important, and we'll review them briefly with you now. So first of all is sourcing, and Jade spoke to this. It's very important where we're getting these from, and specifically with the CBD, Young Living took their time to find and to source the right company. And when they made that partnership with Nature's Ultra, as we'll get into it, it was because that Nature's Ultra met those same standards. And they just, like I said, they took their time to make the right decision, and it shows in the product and its efficacy. About the science. So this is so important. I mean, someone can just say, oh, it's great and it's doctor tested and so forth, but they really, or it's tested within their own unit, but they go to third party testing and they go above and beyond. And so what you know that you're getting, especially when it comes to CBD, where there can be dangerous products on the market that can be laced, or they can be just not good for you, do actually the exact opposite. It's really important that you're having third quality control, party testing quality control. And then the standards. I think this is just so neat because in general, it's not just about the product, but it's about the community, it's about the ripple, it's about the bigger picture of things. And so it's about making sure that the environment is not, you know, over exhausted. It's sustainable. They even have LEED certification, which is leadership in energy and environmental design. So they go the extra step. And then specifically to Nature's Ultra, which I'll let Jade speak to.
Sure. So Nature's Ultra is actually our partner company when it comes to CBD for legal reasons and all other things. Young Living, we put our name and we've partnered up with Nature's Ultra. Basically, Young Living spent a really long time looking for the best, you know, hemp farm that they could actually partner up with and explain our seed to seed quality commitment and have them align with us. So this is exactly what Nature's Ultra did for us. So all of their products meet our standards for quality and purity. So again, they align with our seed to seal quality commitment. They're verified by an accredited third-party lab and contain 0.0% THC. Super important, and we're going to get into why that matters and why that is one of the biggest differences with our CBD product versus other stuff that you might be able to find on the market. So we also have non-GMO. So all of our, you know, seeds that are chosen and grown, etc. We basically, everything, of course, nothing is genetically modified by any means. So, and the other thing that I wanted to say here is, all right, of course, we go and we combine Young Living essential oils together with CBD, and that we've actually called Nature's Ultra Smart Spectrum. So we've carefully aligned each one of our formulas to include CBD and essential oils. So our products deliver unrivaled purity and performance. Okay, and now I'm going to talk about 3 methods of use. So with our essential oils, we follow the French method, and the French method basically states that we can use essential oils in all 3 ways: aromatically, topically, and internally. So there's an English method or school of thought, there is a German school of thought, and each one of those actually believes one is only topical use, the other is only aromatic use. And again, because of how our farming practices are, because of our seed to seal quality commitment, we believe in using essential oils all 3 ways. So you can absolutely use them aromatically with a diffuser, putting a drop in your hand, making an aroma dome for aromatic use. Topical by making a roller, in this instance, our Calm roller that has CBD in it. And then, of course, we have internal use, which in this instance with CBD, I'll bring it closer. Yeah, Lorian has it. That's going to be the one that we're using internally. But you can also make some capsules with essential oils and take it internally, or add it to food and water. And of course, if it's going in your water, make sure you're using a stainless steel or glass container so it's not leaching petrochemicals and toxins from plastic.
So just to touch briefly on how quickly do they work? They work really fast. In 22 seconds, those molecules will reach the brain. And when we're talking in essence with CBD particularly and how it binds, you'll actually learn a little bit of, and I'll share a video in the follow-up from Young Living and Nature's Ultra, but how it actually binds our essential oils and the CBD with our receptors in our body, which is pretty cool, and makes it very, very effective very quickly. In 2 minutes, they're found in the bloodstream. In 20 minutes, they'll affect every cell in the body. So for me, especially with this product, that's like the ultimate relaxation. My anxiety relieves after I've quite honestly used any 3 of these products. And the reason, as Jade spoke about, they're teeny tiny, so they can cross that barrier.
Okay, so here are the basics of what is CBD. So CBD stands for cannabidiol. Cannabidiol is one of the primary natural cannabinoids found in the industrial hemp plant. So what are cannabinoids? And cannabinoids are chemical compounds that bind the endocannabinoid system, known as the ECS, receptors throughout your brain and body. There are over 113 known different cannabinoids that are found in hemp. So go ahead, Lorian.
Oh, so how does CBD work? So CBD primarily interacts with your body's, as she said, endocannabinoid system. We'll have a chart here in a moment which shows you all the different places in your body that incorporates the nervous system, where you experience your appetite, your pain, your mood, your memory, and a lot more. The other part of it affects your brain and your organs and your connective tissue and your glands and your immunity. It's very focused on your immunity side. So think nervous system and then immunity system, or cells. And the ultimate goal is homeostasis. So all you want for your body is balance and in life, really. And this product can help you get there.
Awesome. So what are cannabinoid receptors? So those are embedded in cell membranes throughout your body. And researchers have identified two cannabinoid receptors. There's CB1, which is predominantly present in the nervous system, connective tissues, gonads, glands, and organs. And then we have CB2, which is predominantly found in the immune system and its associated structures.
So here's that chart, which for me, I'm very visual. So this was helpful, an aha moment when I could see it visually and what it's affecting. But essentially it's showing you the homeostasis. These are all the areas in your body that we're looking to balance, that are very vital into how we feel and how we both physically, mentally, emotionally, the whole shebang. And so the whole goal and what we're going to be sharing with you is showing you how to get back to that feeling of balance, reduce that cortisol. As I said, with anxiety or stress, you can feel, that's a result of high cortisol levels, which give you that flight or fight response.
Okay, so now let's talk a little bit about essential oils and how they kind of work together. So terpenes, those are organic, naturally occurring compounds that are found in essential oils of plants. So similar to cannabinoids, terpenes bind receptors in the brain and they work with the cannabinoids to enhance the benefits of a product. So now what's the difference between marijuana and hemp? So marijuana and hemp are just two varieties of the same plant species. Cannabis sativa. So hemp has low levels of THC. There's about 0.3% or less, and very high levels of CBD. So nature's ultra products contain CBD isolate, which has 0.0% THC.
So the short answer, we're going to get into the long answer to this question in the next slide, but the shorter answer of it is, as Jade said, there's no THC in here, so you're not going to get that high feeling. And you don't have to worry about it. Some people, like a nurse, I know, I have family that's a nurse, they worry, can I take this? Because like if we get tested, is it illegal? It's not. So you can be rest assured that doesn't need to be a concern.
Yeah, it's nurses, pilots, anybody
yes.
who's working in those industries. And so this way they can actually treat any kind of pain or possible anxiety, and they will not be tested as THC positive, which is super important because they would lose their job. Or worse, I don't want any pilot who has, is tested positive for THC flying any plane that I'm in, quite honestly. Okay, so CBD versus THC, just to understand the difference. Lots of people confuse CBD with THC, which is tetrahydrocannabinol. Sorry, these words. Anyway, it's also found in the cannabis plant, and the two are very different. So CBD is not intoxicating. It does not cause that euphoric side effect, which is commonly associated with THC. So that means you can use CBD products without having to worry about THC causing any sort of reaction. So one of the other biggest questions we get is, can you use this, in a child or in pregnant women? It's really hard. Like for children, I can only tell you I'm very comfortable and have no issue to use this on my kids for anxiety and calming and for sleep and such, and definitely growing pains and that sort of thing. But in terms of pregnant women, sadly, when it comes to pregnancy, not many pregnant women want to partake in studies, but we feel that it is safe enough that it shouldn't cause any side effects. But of course, that just becomes a personal preference, right? I kind of feel like if you go to some gynecologists are going to tell you, go ahead, eat sushi, have half a glass of wine a day. Different cultures, different thinking. And so you're going to do what feels right and comfortable for you. Okay, so while CBD and THC both bind to the CB2 receptor, they interact with the CB1 receptors in different ways. And so because of this molecular structure, THC is able to bind directly with CB1 receptors. When this bond is formed, the reaction creates signals that are sent to the brain, which results in the intoxicating effects of getting high. And research shows that CBD does not bond directly with CB1 receptors, and its presence can even negate the bond between THC and the CB1 receptors, effectively neutralizing the intoxicating effects induced by THC. So just kind of a bit of science there to understand the difference.
So we call it up-leveling your wellness routine. Like if you were to use this product or the series of three, or the lineup of 3 different products and ways of using, how would that be? And so what that looks like is this right here is a, I'll show it to you. It's a dropper bottle essentially. And if I like to use it for like a midday, like if you're just feeling kind of tired and just like, oh, this workday's dragging on, or, you know, you're exhausted from the day with kids, you can fill this up. I don't know if you can see that, 1 full dropper bottle. We'll get to a dosage chart here in a moment. And I like to just take it sublingually under my tongue. But you can also put it anywhere on your body. It's going to absorb. It's just a matter of, like Jade said, what is comfortable for you. And you may start smaller just to see how you react to it and what your response is. And if you need more, use more. All of these can be taken or applied more than once a day. So you don't have to worry about like having too much of it. There's no side effect if we're having more.
There's no overdose.
No overdose. Thank you. For the muscle rub, this is amazing. When your back's sore from sitting all day, or you've worked out really, really hard and you just have like neck tension or a sore quad from running and pulling it, leg pains. It's really good for that, and it's basically looks like a cream. This one's actually gone, and we just like got our other one.
Yeah, it's like an ointment.
Yes, like a balm, I think is the best way to describe it. So, yeah. There you go. And then the last one is the CBD roller. So this is amazing. This is like before bed. It helps calm, or if like I want to take a nap. It really brings me down to a part where my brain can kind of just turn off and I can relax in my body. Jade, anything you want to add to this one?
No, love what you said.
Okay.
Okay, so the CBD muscle rub, this stuff is amazing. I actually recently had a friend whose daughter was having some issue with her ankle, and she said she had tried so many different things, and so she used this. She said her daughter was so happy and excited. She's 8 years old. That she said, like, is there a way I can even share and give a testimonial? I'm still waiting for her to send it. That was really sweet. But she said it was so amazing for her to witness and watch how she spent months trying to find something to help and relieve this pain for her. And this was the thing. So, yeah, it was just a really nice like testimonial to hear. We're also using this in my family. It's so great for kids for growing pains or any pain, as Lorianne said. And this is going to take that hot and cold sensation of menthol, and it gives it a boost by infusing it with a bunch of our Young Living essential oils. So there's camphor, clove, helichrysum. That is the healing oil. That's how I remember it, helichrysum healing. And that plant is actually amazing, by the way. It rejuvenates itself. So if in nature, if it like loses a branch or you break something off, it actually will rejuvenate and regrow. Lemon, peppermint, tea tree, wintergreen, and so many more. So these ingredients work together to soothe your hardworking body, and it makes it the ultimate gym or post-workout partner. And it's available in 300 milligrams and 600 milligrams strength. And again, we'll go through that little chart in a little bit to see for how much to use.
So back to the Calm Roller, and it just works like a normal roll-on. So if you look at the top there, the fitment that sits in, I like to put it on the back of my ears, you can even put it on the bottoms of your feet, but I love keeping it on my temples, my forehead, backs of my ears, the back of my neck, and sometimes inside my wrists. What makes it so special, as Jade said, and with all these products, is it's also infused with the power of the essential oil. So in this one, you're getting really grounding oils like frankincense. You're getting orange, which is uplifting in the sense of positive emotions. Ylang ylang, which is amazing. It's one of my favorites. If you haven't smelled it or tried it, you should definitely add it to a future order. Vetiver is a super thick oil. I like to think of it, I usually pair it with lavender as like the sleepy oil for me. That is very sappy and smells very, what's the word, like woodsy. And then you have, of course, your standard lavender. And then, yeah, that's 600 and 300 strengths, which we'll talk about in a little bit.
Yeah, and I just want to mention that this one too, because it has like that vetiver, this is so great for kids who may suffer with anxiety, but also for kids who struggle with focusing. So you can definitely use that. That vetiver is known to help to calm and to focus. Okay, so this one, the cinnamon CBD oil that is in that dropper that Lorianne showed you, mine's kind of parked in the back here, I can get it. But each drop of this provides a burst of cinnamon that'll help give you a boost. So it's got, again, you've got the power of Young Living's essential oils in it, and this one has cinnamon bark, and you've got the CBD. So we have MCT oil as well, which is just a healthy fat, and you have cinnamon bark essential oil, and again, the stevia leaf extract, just for it to taste a little bit nicer. So like any true BFF from childhood, cinnamon CBD oil is warm, uplifting, and supportive. And again, it comes in 500 milligrams and 1,000 milligram strengths. So with all of these, by the way, you can use it topically and you can take it internally. So up to you how you want to use it. So this one, same idea, and it's just a different flavor, if you will. So this is citrus, and the only difference with this one is it kind of gives you a sweet, energizing splash of citrus, but pretty much citrus is always uplifting. So if you're finding that you're also feeling a little bit down or maybe moody or having a difficult time, maybe you're struggling a bit with depression, this is going to be a great one for you because all citrus is very, very uplifting. It's also, it gives clarity and kind of wakes you up quite a bit. Then you have this same kind of idea again, just a different flavor. This is the cool mint one. So this is going to have peppermint and spearmint in it. Again, comes in the 500 and 1,000 milligram strength. Peppermint is known as our wake up oil. So this is going to be for clarity and for waking up. And also good for digestion, by the way. So another nice one for those purposes. So I can go over the dosing, yeah.
Yes. So the dosing chart, and we'll put this in the follow-up email, so don't frivolously take notes like I would probably do. But what's so nice about this is it shows you how to make it personal to you. So you're going to find your current body weight, and based on your health goals and targeting, select the severity or the amount that you want to use. If it's mild, like if you're pain on you hurt your back or something, but it's really mild, or maybe you have a chronic back issue, you may try the severe because the pain is severe, so the dosage would be more higher. That's also when we talk about the 300 versus, or the different these like 300 versus the 600 in the roller in the dosage, it's strength. And so that is exactly what this is referring to here. And then just use it. And on this slide, I feel like is so helpful because it's going to vary. My husband, how much he uses, he actually uses the stronger dosage, but I use and my kids use the smaller dosage. It's going to be independent to your needs.
I think you mean the milligram amount, yes?
Yeah,
not necessarily the dosage. That's okay.
I do the strength. I should say strength of the milligrams. But give it a try. And so you can, the key to this, like with many things, is consistency. So I wouldn't, if you've had a long or chronic issue, it's not going to be a miracle where you just do it once. You might get a little relief, but the key is to have it continuously in your routine to see the cumulative effect and positive results. It's some good advice that I can give you from experience, having used this for a few months now. And then just pay attention, just listen to your body. I think that's so important with anything that we do, especially when you're trying to have a goal of homeostasis or balance. It's listening. What does your body need? What does it need more of? What does it need less of?
Okay, so this is what comes in a CBD starter kit, which you can still buy this starter kit even if you already have a Young Living account. So it has the Calm CBD roll-on. It comes with the citrus CBD oil, and you get the CBD muscle rub. So it's $165. It's definitely well worth it because each of these individually would be more. So anytime we have kits, remember that they are like wholesaled and they're bundled, so you get it cheaper. So thanks, Lorianne, for showing that image of that. And again, that's $165. Then of course there is the stronger one, like Lorianne was explaining, that's what her husband uses. So the extra strength one has the same 3 items, but in each of them, they're just stronger. So the Calm roll-on is 600 milligrams, the citrus CBD oil is 1,000 milligrams, and then the muscle rub is 600 milligrams, and that's going to be $250. Of course, it's more expensive because we're adding more CBD. So just to kind of explain to you where that cost comes in.
More potent.
So our resources for you guys, honestly, staying plugged in is essential. So we have a variety of helpful resources to ensure that you always feel supported on your oily wellness journey. Most of you heard about our class tonight through the WhatsApp group, which is awesome. So please know that it is an open to discussion group. I think people have been pretty quiet in there, but really you are welcome to ask any question at any time. There are several of us who've been using oils and been using these products for a long time. So you're welcome to just ask a question and just keep watching that. We also have a Facebook group. We have a bunch of other little resources that we can kind of plug you into as well.
So some of the information, or a lot of the information that we used to put this presentation together is from Young Living's blog, also Nature Ultra, which will show you Nature's Ultra's blog and their website in general. So going straight to the source, and then also looking at some of their links to studies and so forth. So just to share that with you. And then here is just a little print screen so you can see what Nature Ultra's, that's a tongue twister for me tonight, what their website looks like. But it's really a good place to dive deeper onto certain topics within that realm if you want more information.
Okay, and then here's what I was saying about other resources. We have a Facebook group. We have Hello Essentials. That has got about 35,000 active people in there. So there's tons of recipes. If you're not in that group, please ask to join because you have to be invited by someone who's already in there. So you cannot search for it and you cannot like it. There's a particular reason for that. It's because we want you to, just acknowledge that any of the things that you're reading, no one is trying to diagnose, no one's doctors in there. So it's all just suggestive remedies. And then we also have Essentially Speaking, which you already know that we have that WhatsApp group, but I do also have a Facebook group too. Then WhatsApp, most of you on here, I believe, all know about our WhatsApp group. So that's where you can feel free to also ask any questions. And then Instagram, we do have an account there as well, which is at essentially.speaking. And then we have our lookbook. This is like a user guide. We do have a free digital version as well as the actual book. And there are really helpful things in here. There's recipes too, there's safety guidelines. And if you do want to get this book in a PDF format that is completely free, let us know and we can send that to you. We do also include that in our follow-up email.